What's up, freaks? Welcome to Dark Souls 2. I spoke a bit in my last video about how Dark Souls 2 is maybe the ugliest and prettiest game ever made at the same time. I maintain that opinion. I'm here to talk about it. I don't know if I'm going to actually cover every single area in Dark Souls 2. I'm probably just going to do this until it bores me. But we're going to start, like most stories, at the beginning, here in Things Betwixt. One thing that always kind of bugs me about this area, you can see like the flat walls right here. What are those things coming off the walls? Like, are those vines? Like, I'm inside a tree and there's little trees growing in it. Are these like branches, vines? I don't know what's going on. I guess it's kind of cool. But it kind of like also draws your eye to how flat things are in here. So that's going to knock a point off of Things Betwixt. Alright, now we're going to get a good exterior shot of this place. I've already cleared out the enemies, don't worry. I love every Souls game has an area like this, where there's these giant pillars just sort of reaching into the sky. Usually are trees, and well, there are trees here, where we just came out of one. You can see the branches right there. But these giant rock pillars kind of fill the role in Things Betwixt and Dark Souls 2. And there's always something so overwhelming about the image of just these giant pillars reaching into the sky. I think it was kind of a good move to lead with it, because it really lends Things Betwixt this sort of air of mystery, and just sort of, uncertainty. Hell yeah, sweet spot. It's so impressive the way I'm just slaughtering these tutorial guys. Okay, just pretend that didn't happen. You can get kind of get a better view of the trees up here, and also the big entryway, the Majula. You can see, some of the mist and the water and the... Oh, fuck. There's always someone fucking asking for change on the side of the street around here. God damn it. Alrighty, and let's go down to the little waterway here. Why did that take 2 hits? That was a +10 hammer. I like that you can see the little reflections of the pillars in the water there. It makes it look like they go on forever. Down here, I think you get a real sense of just how vast this whole opening zone is, despite how reined in you are. You can't really go that many places and Things Betwixt, but you get a sense that it's this really huge, wide open area. The water could kind of lead anywhere, and you get that light pouring in, really directing you to where you need to go. Also, you have the little coffin boat here, and that's really cool. Whee! So I lost the part of the recording where I did the first part of Things Betwixt, including like the house and the little walkway up to it. So we're just going to do it now. I got my trusty pair of binoculars. I got my Nox. We're just going to look around at some of this stuff here. I don't know what this thing is. Why are they hanging up bones like it's drying clothes? If anyone in the comments knows what that is supposed to be, please tell me. You can see more of the stuff that bothered me earlier on the wall here. Still don't know what that is. But we're going to go into Granny's house. These are my 3 grandmothers. Thanks, Graham.
Still determined, do you?
No, Granny, I'm fine.
All over again? You must go.
Yeah, that is what playing this game is like on the internet.
Well, I suppose if you find yourself at an impasse.
She just said impasse in a really weird way. Hold on.
Then you may return here. You find yourself at an impasse.
I don't think I ever noticed that before right now.
To start again. With a clean slate.
Strange.
No, of course not. No.
The old hag hut here is interesting, because, like I was saying, the whole thing with the pillars, it's built out of a tree, like one of those giant tree pillars in the area. So it's a sort of weird, like, witch's hut, I guess? I like the furnishings all around it. I think I like the fun detail they have the young woman here as, like, their nursing home attendant.
The old women are sisters, long ago.
But, one thing that's always kind of weirded me out, are these cobwebs on the walls? Or is the tree, like, wilting? What's going on with, like, the white kind of gray there? Is that ash? I'm curious. I really can't make it out. It could be ash, because they have a fucking fire pit here. Little chimney going up, although I don't really know how that smoke is venting up, because it looks like it's totally covered. That's a fucking dangerous thing to have in, like, a tree home. Like, this is all dead wood, right? I don't know if I'd light a fire in here. I guess most houses were made of dead wood, though. Yeah, I don't know if that really vents properly. I don't really see where the fireplace goes. How the fuck did they carve this out of the... That's just more tree trunk. How the fuck did they carve this out of the tree like that? What the fuck? That's fucking bizarre. Yeah, here, you can see, like, from the ground up. How did, like, they just, like, carved out the middle to make 2 floors. I would just assume the whole tree was hollow. That's fucking strange. I guess give it points for unique architecture. Goes up tall. It's kind of interesting is you can't really see the other trees of things betwixt, like the ones where you go in for the tutorial levels behind it. In fact, it doesn't even necessarily look big enough to hold the whole back area of the house, which is interesting. But lots of things look bigger on the inside than the outside, I guess. I like this little bridge walkway. This whole opening area of things betwixt, I think is a really curious looking zone. It gives you a nice sense of mystery as you enter in the Drang Lake for the first time. I like that some of these are just like stalactites that seem to end early as well. That endless field of just pillars. The theory I once read that I always liked on it is that they sort of represent other worlds. Like that's where the people who invade you or who you summon for help are coming from. And that kind of fits nicely into the idea that it's, you know, things betwixt, places between. Don't really remember where I read that theory, but it's always been one I've been fond of. Big pit into nothingness. And a nice little waterfall that, if you're a gamer, you know there's a secret behind. I like the big troll footprints, kind of just a nice way to guide the player, just to let you know something's about to go down. It's a little friendlier a warning than the way they would do it in Dark Souls 1, where you turn a corner, like down a weird little back alley, and suddenly there's just a Black Knight there ready to fucking flatten you. Unfortunately for the video, in the corrupted footage, I fought the troll here, and he's gone now. But just a neat little woodland trail up behind the kind of hut here, and you can actually see the opening, the medulla, kind of looking suggestive of something. Generally, I think Betwixt is a pretty strong area visually. I wouldn't call it the prettiest area in the game by any measure, but I think it does what it needs to. It kind of gets you hooked into the world a little bit just by being sort of odd and mysterious. It kind of looks like something out of a fairy tale almost, especially with the kind of witch's hut going on in the hag house. And of course, like any good video game, you can go behind the waterfall for a nice little pickup. Unfortunately, I did that in the corrupted footage, so the reward is gone. The prize was nothing. Alright, now I'm going to go back to the area where you first spawn in. Owned. Owned. You can't get the drop on me. I'm a fucking master of this game. How much HP does this guy have? Holy shit. Get out of my way, Kobold. That took like a few more hits than I expected it to. The Falconers have to be like the weirdest enemies in maybe any of these games. Like, the variant of them that actually have the Falcons literally only appear here. I kind of love how the Falcons die with them. Were they like a... I wonder if this, like the weird hawk things and... Fuck off. I wonder if the weird hawk things in Stormveil were like a... maybe like a more complete version of what these enemies are. Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm not ignoring that guy, I guess. Alright, play stupid games, get stupid prizes, pal. I like this thing right here, like this little gazebo where you spawn in. The vines kind of around it are a neat touch, but also just the fact that, you know, it's like these pillars kind of around you right where you wake up, kind of signifying you're in this new world from where you jumped into. They kind of, in a weird sense, mirror all the pillars in the area around it. That sort of just dot all of things betwixt. I also like the weird leaf pattern around the little mirror in the center. This is a cool set piece. I just sort of like the viney, sort of overgrown aesthetic in general. But yeah, like, see, match it to the pillars that just sort of surround all of things betwixt. I think there's kind of a deliberate mirroring there. Some tight shit. The hard to rate things Betwixt, because it's a pretty bare bones area, but I think it does its job. It's meant to entice you. It's not meant to overwhelm you right when you start in the game. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. I think it's a solid visual area overall, even if there's a couple little failings here and there. Like that little glitchy blackness that almost looks like a boat peeking out of the water a little bit. Take a look at the kobolds. Little freaks. What do you want from me? Yeah, that's right. Get the fuck out of here, little rat thing. I give... Jesus Christ. I give things Betwixt a 7 out of 10. It does its job effectively. In the interest of being thorough, I'm going to take a moment to go through this opening area here a bit longer. Just this sort of straight shot hallway to Majula where the tutorial is. It's all pretty optional. I like the foggy sort of mist in the area above, although I'm not really sure what's going on with the skybox past it. You can see right here a thing that's going to be a problem later in the game, these repeating textures on the sort of tree pillars going up. The repeating textures will be really bad, especially in some of the foresty areas. Forest of the Fallen Giants and Shaded Woods are kind of the big targets on the ugliest game in the world thing I sometimes say about this game. It's actually pretty nice looking with all the torches and stuff. I can see that haze up there. It's pretty cool. Good shit from software. Oh!